welcome to Modalities Movement Therapy. In our fascia focus class today, we're going to be working with an extended resistance band and a soft reflex ball. Life is very stressful, and before we get started into these fascia releases, we want to connect with our breathing. So we want to take ourselves out of that flight and fight into our rest and digest. So from that stress breathing into a nice rest and digest breathing pattern, so we can activate the muscles around the diaphragm and connect with the core. So let's start on the hands and knees and just breathing nice and slowly. Focus on breathing through your nose so you can get a deeper diaphragmatic breath, but a nice slow steady breath. Breathing in and exhale. Exhale through the nose. Try exhale and inhale for at least 4 counts. Nice, slow, steady breath. Your head should be nice and relaxed. Let's bring a little bit of movement into it. So we want to open up from the tailbone. Get movement through the spine. Look ahead. So we're now lengthening and arching slightly into the back. So we're getting movement, creating space we can breathe into. On your exhalation, tuck from your tailbone, round your spine, and exhale through the nose. Let's keep going. Arch and open up, breathing in. Feel the rib cage expanding as you open up, pushing the diaphragm down, then exhaling. We want to get movement right into that pelvis. Breathe in and exhale. Nice, slow, steady breath. Use your head as well. That'll help you into that deeper contraction. Open up. Let's do 2 more. And exhale. For the last one, breathing in and exhale. Add a little bit of a bounce into it. Keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. So we're coming into a deeper contraction. Now we're going to take one of those reflex balls. If you don't have a reflex ball, you can use a tennis ball. But a softer, more pliable ball will be a better addition to the workout. I got this one on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below. But I'm going to use this other ball. It's going to come under my hand, and I'm going to just apply some pressure to it. So we're starting off with those arm lines, and you're going to just massage the palm into the ball. Now just release the other hand and rotate the hand as much as you can, as far as you can go. And then you're going to keep the ball there. You're going to keep the fingers pointing as close to the knees as you can. That might be your range, otherwise all the way around. Now we're going to just create a 2-directional pull on the forearm massage, just releasing the tension or any tension in that forearm, maybe in the wrist, and just give it a good release there. And just let your breathing happen as you go along. Let's do the same thing with the other hand. So I'm going to start just linking my fingers and massaging into the palm. Focus on the thumb. That's often where we have a lot of tension. Our texting finger. Then release the hand, and you can rotate the fingers all the way to the knees. And when you're in that rotation, as far as you can go, just start off slowly, and then you can increase your range of movement as you go. So just massaging up towards the elbow. So I'm flexing the wrist, getting a nice amount of movement there as I release that fascia in the forearm. We're going to continue with the arm lines. I'm going to move onto my side and I'm going to bring the reflex ball under my shoulder blade. In fact, let's start on the back and then we'll move over to the side. So we're going to start along the occiput ridge. Bring the ball. We'll work on the right side to start. So I'm going to link my fingers and I'm going to bring my ball right next to my spine in line with my earlobe. You'll feel the bony process along the back of the skull, the base of the skull. And you're going to roll the ball. So the ball is in my hands. I've linked my fingers together to prevent it moving down the neck. And I'm resting my head on the ball. Now I'm going to roll and move my head from side to side. So the ball is going to roll from my spine towards my earlobe. I'm releasing tension, often a line that we carry a lot of tension on around the occiput ridge. Now I'm releasing my head into my left hand, so I'm taking the ball in my right hand, again focusing on the right side. I'm going to rotate my head, so from that bony process behind the ear called the mastoid process, I'm going to work along the muscle here. So it comes down at an angle towards my sternum. Taking the ball, I'm going to massage. So like I would squeeze a lemon, I'm going to push and twist the ball along that muscle, part of the sternocleidomastoid, that muscle there. Again, this is a muscle that often carries a lot of tension. We're going to push into it and rotate the ball, just giving it a good release. From here, we're going to work over the jaw. So just taking the ball and rolling along the jawline. This is going to release tension around that mandibular joint. Sometimes if we grind our teeth, causes a lot of tension that leads into the neck, into the shoulder. So we want to give this a good release. And what's nice about this kind of massage with this spiky reflex ball is you are stimulating the production of collagen in the skin. I want to just give that a good release. Keeping the ball in the right hand, I'm going to lift my right shoulder off the mat and I'm going to find the muscle between my spine and my shoulder blade and I'm going to tuck the ball under there. So the upper traps, the muscles that lift and lower the shoulders. We're going to now circle the elbow. So keep the elbow bent. I find I get a little bit more movement in the shoulder when it's bent. Now you're going to arch the back again, moving from the tailbone. Open up and then exhale. Bring the elbow down to the waist. Breathe in. Arch the back. So I'm putting a little bit more weight into the ball. And exhale. Just make sure you've got the ball on the right spot. You want to move it around if you haven't got it on the right spot. If you're not feeling much, this is usually quite a sensitive area for most folk. And exhale. Finish off with a few more. 3. And exhale. Nice and slowly. Open up. And exhaling. So you're going to gauge your movement on your breath. Let's finish off in an open position. And now I'm just going to wiggle my shoulders from side to side. So my tailbone's still on the mat. I'm arching slightly into the back. So I'm putting all my weight into that reflex ball. And I'm wiggling my shoulders from side to side. So releasing a little bit closer towards the shoulder on that shoulder blade. Now I'm going to rotate again, release the ball. I'm going to continue on my shoulder blade. So this is part of those rotator cuff muscles. We're going to bring the ball down around this area. So it's still on the shoulder blade. But in order to get a nice release, you're going to rotate onto your side. And now, keeping the ball just below the armpit, you're going to need to just move the ball around until you find that sweet spot, that trigger point. And then just getting a little bit of movement, rocking forward and back on the ball. Rest your head on your arm, or you can rest it in your hand, depending on how that's feeling for you. And when you're there, work again on the breathing, because breathing creates movement. And slow and steady. Inhale. So remember that our diaphragm moves right up in between the rib cage, connecting all of this fascially. So breathing in will help release tension here. Think of those fascial connections that move right up through and around between the muscles. You can add a little bit of a wiggle if you want to. Okay, and release it. Let's rock onto the back. So we're still busy on the right side, and I'm going to get you to position the ball under your lower back on the right side. So next to the spine, in line with your hip bone, rest your head in your hands. And let's just massage that ball from the center towards that hip bone. What you can do is cross the ankle over the knee and just roll into it. If you have a lot of tension here, then just keep the feet flat. Then you're not putting as much weight into the ball. Maybe you have a little bit of tension higher or lower. Move the ball accordingly there. When you right around here, when you find that sweet spot, you can also just focus on getting a little bit deeper into it. Cross the ankle and bounce the knee. So you're getting that release down around this area. If you can, just come up into a seated position and drop onto your elbow and roll the ball around. So getting a little bit more onto the lateral part of the leg and right around next to the spine again, next to the tailbone on those glutes. You can even come up into a seated position if you want to. Get right around this area to give it a good release. Let's move on to the other side. So we're going to start off around the neck area again. So along the occiput ridge, I'm going to link my fingers. Now I'm on the left side. So I'm going to roll the ball from the spine towards the ear along that bony process at the base of the skull. Roll around. So we're repeating everything to the left side. All right, take it at your own pace. The hair does have a tendency to get in the way, so just move it out the way if you need to. Okay, I'm now going to support the head in the right hand. Rotate the head so that the ball is in the left hand, and we're working from that bony process down towards the sternum, along that sternocleidomastoid, that muscle, massaging all the way down. Keep focusing on your breathing. Nice, slow, steady breath in and out through the nose. Okay, when you find yourself back at the top, let's move on to the jaw. So you're just massaging along the jawline. You can even push a little bit and twist where the top and the bottom jaw meet, just releasing any tension there. Okay, I'm going to lift my left shoulder up, tuck the ball between the spine and the shoulder blade. Arch from the lower back. Let's circle that elbow. Breathe in as you do that, and then slowly go into your exhalation. And again, breathe in and exhale. For 3 and exhale. Make sure you're on that spot. Move the ball around if you need to. Keep going into that arch and tuck. Let's do another 4. 2 more. For your last one, hold it in the open position. And again, just pushing into the ball and wiggling the shoulder from side to side. And when you're ready, lift and release the ball. Then just rock around onto your side, still working on the shoulder blades, so around those rotator cuff muscles, and resting your ear on your arm. Breathe into the ball. Keep going, relaxing your head. So we're going to just relax on the ball, relax your ear on your arm. If you want to, head is in the hand, and then you're breathing and adding a little bit of movement if you want to. Position the ball if you need to. Let's release the ball and rock onto our back again. Find your hip bone, lift the lower back, position the ball underneath that lower back in line with the hip bone. Then ankle over the knee if you want to. If you have a lot of strain in the hip, a tight hip, you might want to just bring the foot next to the supporting foot and just open up the knee and just roll the ball around that lower back along that sacroiliac spine in line with the hip bone. Move the ball around, lower down, higher up if you have tension around these areas. Move that ball down a little bit. And again, like we did on the other side, rock onto your side and just really get into that release. Coming up onto the hand if that's going to help as well. Okay, now I want you to stay in this position. We're going to come into what's called a knee box. So take your feet onto either side of your mat and just drop over to one side. So my knees are kind of at a 90-degree angle. I'm opening as much as I can into the hip. Now we've released the glutes, so you should be comfortable in this position. But if you're not comfortable in this position, then extend the leg out to the side. Keep this leg bent at 90 degrees. We're going to take that reflex ball or your tennis ball, whatever you're using, and we're going to start off in the arch of the foot. And then you're going to massage over the big toe. So this is all part of that deep core line, the deep front line, the deep core line, whatever you want to refer to it as, rolling up the inside of the leg. And bring the ball onto the inside of the knee. You can use one hand or both hands and massage right up towards the groin, along that inner thigh. Apply a nice deep pressure now. I want you to find the inside of your hip bone, just inside that. Push the ball with one hand or both hands and just apply pressure as you rock forward and back. Good. And just release a little bit more. So right where the hip bone is there. Let's do the same to the other side. So if you can, we've released the glutes on both sides, so you should be comfortable in this position. Otherwise, extend that leg if you're not. Bring the ball into the arch of that foot and roll over the big toe. Then we're going to work up the inside of the leg towards the knee. You can use one hand or apply pressure with both hands. Nice and slowly, take that movement nice and slowly. And you want to be behind the bone, the shin bone, on that soft tissue behind the shin bone. Let's work over the knee and along the inner thigh. Like we did when we were on the glutes or on the lower back, you want to identify any trigger points, any areas that need a little bit more attention. Focus on those to give them a good release. And when you can, you bring the ball right up where the hip is, and you're going to apply pressure there and a little bit of rocking forward and back. Just getting some more release around that area. Okay, we're now going to move onto the front. We're going to start off with those pectoral muscles because we're going to be using that resistance band. So we want to really release the chest and get as much movement here as we can. So again, I'm going to start on my right side and then I'm going to move over to my left side. We're lying forward on the mat. Position the ball so it's between the clavicle, next to the sternum, around this area. Pectoral muscle is quite a big area right underneath the armpit, so we want to work and release that area. You can rest your forehead on your left hand. The ball is under my right side, and I'm going to circle my arm up. So I'm leading with the thumb. My palm is flat. I'm breathing in. On my exhalation, I'm going to circle the arm down. Thumb is leading the way. Now breathe in. Bring the arm back up. As you move down, you can exhale. Keep going. And we're going to leave it there. We're going to bring the arm up to the diagonal. And like I did when we were lying with the ball on the back. We're just going to get a little bit of movement into it. Taking the ball towards the sternum and up towards the shoulder. Now from this position, I'm going to bring the ball inside my hip bone. So into the iliac dungeon, you're going to bring your hand back onto the ball. This is an option you do not have to do. If you find you're getting deep enough without the hand under the ball, then that's your option. You can rest your forehead on both hands. And now we're going to breathe in. Again, an option to lift the leg and breathe as you breathe in. So we're engaging those glutes that we've released, and then we're breathing out. If you want to do both options, you can bring the hand under the ball, breathe in, and then lift the leg and exhale when you're ready. Any strain in the lower back, you might just want to breathe in, keeping the leg resting on the mat, and exhale. So find your option and let's do a few more. Breathe in and exhale. Nice, slow and steady exhalation. Finish off with 2 more. And your last one. Okay, we're now going to bring that reflex ball onto the sternum. So this is just going to help us open up a little bit more. If you're not comfortable with the ball on the sternum, then work without the ball. And just breathing into the movement. As you exhale, you can wiggle your shoulders from side to side. If you find you're getting enough release without move, and it's a bit too tender to do that movement, then just focus on the breath. And release. I'm just going to rotate to the other side, and we're going to start off on the pectoral muscles on that left side. So bringing the ball underneath the front of the shoulder, rest your head on your other hand. You can make a fist or a flat hand, whatever suits you best. Let's lead with the thumb. Breathe in and exhale. And again, breathing in and exhale. Keep going. This is another place you might want to play around with the position of the ball. If you're not getting enough release, you might not have as much tension. So we're all different where we carry that tension. You might have more tension on the back of the shoulder blade. Let's now move up to the diagonal, wiggling the ball from the shoulder towards the sternum. Finish off with 1 more. And we're going to reposition the ball either just under the iliac dungeon inside the hip bone. So I'm not on my hip bone. I'm inside my hip bone, between the belly button and the hip bone. use the hand, otherwise just resting on the mat, the ball just resting on the mat. If you can, bring your leg into it, breathing in and exhaling. So you almost try and direct your breath at the ball. So think about the lungs expanding, pushing the diaphragm down, and that'll help us get a release into this area. And again, this is a very good release for that psoas muscle sitting deep within the core. Keep going. And you can release it. We're going to stay in this position. Put your ball to your side, and you're going to now take that resistance band. So you should we have released the neck, we've released the sternocleidomastoid, so you should have some rotation around this area. Think about your glutes, think about your butt, think about your shoulder blades, think about your breathing. So it's butt, breath, and blades. And then we're going to bring our eyeballs into it, so nodding our head from side to side. So a little bit of movement into it. You can double up your resistance band, or you can open up your arms slightly wider. I'm going to double up the resistance band, but you have got those options. Let's squeeze the glutes to support that lower back. Extend the arms. You're going to breathe in and nod your head from side to side. Then exhale. Bring your forehead back onto the mat. Breathe in. Nod your head from side to side. And exhale. If this is your range of movement, you can always progress from this. Exhale. If you have very tight shoulders and limited range of movement, don't push it too much. You want to work through your breathing, take it to a place of discomfort and work through that. Any pain, you make your movement smaller. Breathe in, nod the head, and exhale. Good. Keep going. And exhale. We're going to do another 4. And exhale. If you are taking strain in your lower back, make sure you're engaging your glutes properly and make the movements smaller, as I said, if you need to, and release. Let's finish off with one more in this position. Nod the head and release. Okay, we're now going to work into our lateral line. So we're going to keep the band where it is. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift. So I'm going to start moving towards my right side. I'm going to breathe in and bring the feet side by side and reach my arms into a side bend. So I'm breathing into my left lateral side, reaching the arms and the leg to the left, to the right. Exhale. Let's breathe in and go over to the left side. Reach, reach, reach. Bring the feet together and exhale. Again, your movement doesn't have to be big. Just really focus on stretching and moving into that right lateral side now. And breathing into the left. And exhale. Back over to the left. So we're now breathing into the right side. And exhale. Keep going. Let's do another 4. Breathing in. And exhale. And 3. and exhale. 2 more, and exhale. For the last one, and exhale. Okay, now there's no easy way to get into this next position, but I'm going to try and talk you through it. So you're going to keep your band in the crossed over in the half position. Now we're going to bring the middle of the band around the front of the foot. So open up the band and make sure it's firmly on that foot. You don't want it to slide off there. Now we're going to activate the glutes into the hamstrings, so the back line of the body, and you can hold onto the band with both hands. Make sure you're not taking any strain in the lower back. Make sure the glutes are activated. So if you are taking strain in the lower back, I don't want you to lift the knee off the mat. You're just going to breathe in, push the band, push the foot into the band, and then exhale and release. Your next option to make the movement a little bit bigger is to push and bounce into that movement. As you're ready, you exhale and release the forehead. Let's go again, breathing in and bounce. I'm pushing my foot back into the resistance band and I'm exhaling. You should feel lengthening into the front of the legs as we activate these muscles along the back. Keep going, breathing in and exhale. 3 more. And exhale. Another 2. You're still thinking butt, breath, shoulder blades. And exhale. Finish off with 1 more. And bounce. And exhale. Keep your foot where it is. Just bring the other foot into it. Move the band over to the other side just to ease that changeover. And if you need to, just rotate around and open up the band so it's firmly positioned on the front of that foot. Okay, holding on to both ends. Let's move into that lift. Bounce. And exhale. And again. If you just want to hold it in this position, not lifting the knee up, and release. Take it at your own pace. Listen to your body and adjust or adapt the exercises accordingly. Here we go for 4. And exhale. 4 more. Make sure your neck is really not taking over from what your shoulder blades should be doing. Breathe in. And exhale. You got 2 to go. And exhale. The last one. And exhale. Let's just release the back. Staying forward on your front. One hand on top of the other. Bring your forehead onto your hands. And wiggle your hips from side to side. You should feel this movement right up into the neck. Relax your neck and your shoulders as much as you can. Let's push up onto the elbows and knees. and come into a seated position. Okay. We're going to come into some rotational moves. So we've released that lower back. We've released this area that often carries a lot of tension in, because we want to bring that mobility into the workout. So I'm bringing the center of the band around the sole of my foot, and I'm going to lower down onto my mat in a supine position. We're just going to take, so I'm back on my right side, the foot into the hand, the foot and the hand the same side. You're going to flex that foot, hopefully feeling the lengthening into the back of the leg, into the hamstrings. And let's just bring a bit of a bounce into that. So we're just working that fascia, releasing tension around there, bouncing into that movement. Let's now change the position of the band and the foot. So we're going to rotate the band towards the left, towards the opposite shoulder, and you're going to take the band into the left hand. And now I'm going to pulse the foot towards my left shoulder. So now you should feel more releasing along the lateral line, maybe a little bit into the back line as well, and keep bouncing. Okay, now we're going to bring that rotational movement into it. So I'm going to bring my band back into my right hand. I'm going to just maybe release the band a little bit more. Breathe in and extend the left arm next to my ear. Lower the right leg, but make sure I'm engaging the core so my lower back is not lifting off the mat. Breathe in. As I exhale, I'm using that band to pull me up into a lifted position, and now you can adjust the band accordingly again. Bend your right knee, bring it towards your armpit, but I'm coming into a rotation, so I'm opening up that hip, opening up the knee, reaching my hand forward. Follow your elbows, so try and twist as much as you can into it. Breathe in here and exhale as you lower down. Breathe in, use that band to pull you up, and exhale. Here we go for 3, and exhale. For 4, 4 to go. 3 more. Last 2. My last one, I'm going to hold it in that lifted position, and let's bounce into it. So try and reach that left arm forward, that right elbow back, open up more into the hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to lower back down onto the mat. I'm going to lift that right leg again. I'm now going to bring the left foot into the band. So maybe just bring the band a little bit across to the left side. Open up the feet. Cross the band in the center. I'm going to bring the band into the opposite hands. And just as you bounce the feet apart, bring the elbows in line with the shoulders and bounce them onto the mat. Open them up as much as you can. Just getting that movement. Hold it there a little bit for a second or two, and release. Don't forget to breathe, pulse, and pulse. Do another 4, 3, 2, and hold it in that open position and release. We're going to stay here. Hopefully you're feeling the lateral part working a little bit into the back line. And we're just going to bend the knees and extend. Bend and extend. Make sure you've spread the band out. You don't want it to slide off your feet. Pulse it down, down. Do another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now we're going to move over to repeat the rotations on the left side. So extend that arm and the leg. Keep breathing in. On your exhalation, come into that rotation. So twist into it. Reach that right arm as far forward as you can. Breathe in and low. Keep going. Let's do another 4. And 3. 2. And we're going to hold it in that rotation. And pulse for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. And release. So from this seated position, keep holding onto your band, and let's push up into a pyramid or down dog. Bounce into the lifted position. Just walk through the feet. Keep the feet nice and wide apart so you're getting a bit of movement into the hips. And then walk your hands towards your feet. Let's breathe in and uncurl. So holding onto the band, doubling it up, or keep it doubled up if you. And then taking each end into the hand. Similar to what we did when we were lying on the mat, you're going to think about butt to help you with your balance. You're going to think about shoulder blades. As we open up across the chest, we're squeezing the shoulder blades together. So we're going to breathe in and circle the arms back. As we exhale, the arms are coming forward. I want you to challenge yourself a little bit more, if you can, by standing on your right leg. So we're going to just keep looking ahead, because that's going to help us with our stabilizers to balance, and be aware of the position of your right foot. So be careful that you're not rolling the ankle out or in. Spread the toes out, open up, create space between the toes that you can help with the stability. And breathe in and exhale. So you might be at a position where you can just rest your left big toe on the mat. This might be your option, to bring both feet onto the mat. You want to make sure you're not in this position sitting too much into your hip. Let's try and lift up and out of there so we can really lengthen into the movement. Okay, keep going, breathing in and exhaling. We'll just do another 5. And exhale as you bring the arms forward. 4 more. And exhale. Like we spoke of earlier, if this is your range of movement, if you have a lot of tightness in your shoulders, don't push it too much. Work through the breathing and don't take it into a place of pain. Make sure you listen to your body. And let's just finish off there. We're now going to balance on the left side. So in this position now, I want you to change your arms. You're going to bend the elbows, and again, you're squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back, and you're exhaling as you extend. So as you bend, You're opening up a little bit more and then exhaling. Breathe in and exhaling. Keep going. We'll do another 5 and exhaling. Make sure you're lifting up and out of that hip. 4 more. And 3. Another 2. And your last 1. And exhale. Good. Keep the band doubled up if you can. Otherwise, you can open it up. And I want you to bring... Okay, so it's right hand at the top, left hand at the bottom. Now we're going to position our feet similarly. So I want you to take your right foot in front. And in this position, I want you to keep your feet heel to toe. So one behind the other. It's going to challenge your balance quite a bit. So just make sure you're looking up because it's easier to engage those core muscles. As we do that, we're going to breathe in. And here you want to keep the spine, the resistance band parallel to the spine. So breathing in and opening up. Exhale and release. Breathing in and exhaling. So I don't want to see this happening. If your movement is there, because you've got tightness in that these right pectoral muscles, if your range of movement is limited here, that might be as far as you can go. That's great. Take it at your own pace. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Keep going. Finish off with 2 more and exhale. And 1 more and exhale. Now, because my left foot is behind, I'm going to challenge myself and take my weight into my left side. So I'm going to step the left foot out and I'm going to lean the upper body forward. So I'm bringing the spine and the band parallel to the mat and try and lift it up. Then we're coming back into that position. So you are opening up there. Let's lunge. We can breathe into this position and then we exhaling back to standing. Here we go for 3 and exhale. Breathe in for 4 and exhale. 4 and 3. 2 more. Try and get that foot behind the right foot, but it is a little bit more challenging. We're going to hold it in that lunge position. Now I'm going to transfer my weight into my left leg, point my big toe onto the mat, and I'm going to pulse up with the arms, up with the leg for 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and step back and up. So you should feel those left glutes working. Let's change and shake that arm out. Get a bit of blood back to the fingertips. Now we're going to reposition. So we're going to take our right foot behind and our right hand at the base of the resistance band. So from this angle, a little bit of an elevated heart rate. So just calm yourself down if you need to just get back into that rest and digest breathing pattern. So nice and slowly. Let's bring the arms back and exhale and release. Breathe in and exhale. For 4, 3 to go. Actually 4 to go. 3 more. 2 more. And the last one. Now you're ready to step the right foot out to the right side. Let's lunge into it. You can breathe in, and as you exhale, bring that foot back. Here we go for 2. And exhale. So I'm using my deep core, and I'm going to step that foot out slightly to the diagonal, lean the body, and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Okay, 3 more. And exhale. 2 to go. And exhale. Your last one. And exhale. Stay in that lunge position, balancing on the right foot, big left toe on the mat, and we're going to pulse up for 2. So you should feel your right glutes really activating. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. And step back and release that arm. Okay, we're going to finish off with one more exercise. Let's step the band underneath. I'm going to start off on my left side. So my band, my foot, should I say, is under the center of the band. We're going to come into a squat position and bring some rotation into the movement. So big toe, right big toe on the mat. I'm going to position my hands so my thumbs are pointing up. It doesn't have to be a big movement again. Bend well into your left leg so we're in that squat position. Starting off in the lifted position, then we're going to come down into that squat position. I'm leading with my thumbs coming into that rotation and release. Make sure your head is moving from side to side, so you shouldn't be taking any strain in the neck. We're going to squat down and we're going to breathe in as we squat down. So we're breathing in, coming into that rotation, and exhale, back to the front. Breathe in. I'm taking my right leg back and exhale. So it's just going to help transfer my weight. Let's go for 3 and exhale. Breathe in for 4 and exhale. Now I'm challenging myself a little bit more by moving my eyes and looking over my shoulder. Let's do another 3. 2 to go. And the last one. And release. Good, let's do the same thing to the right side. So again, not a big movement. Challenge your balance and rotate as much as you can. Thumbs are pointing up, balancing on the right leg, big toe if you need to. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Spread that weight out on that foot. Be careful that your ankles are not rolling in and out. Open up the toes as much as you can. Breathe in and exhale. Let's finish off with 3 more. And exhale. 2 to go. And exhale. For the last one. and exhale. Good, and I'm putting the band to the side, just circling the shoulders up and back. And I'm going to take you down onto the mat, rolling down. And just hang out there, breathing in. Feel the breath into that lower back and exhale. As you exhale, hopefully you're getting a little bit longer in that back line. We can now come onto the hands and knees. And let's just lengthen the body out. Have a nice big yawn and stretch. Hug the knees to the chest. Let's just pandiculate a little bit. So move and twist from side to side. Bring the hands behind the head. Link the fingers together. Soles of the feet together. Pinch the mat between the shoulder blades and rock the knees from side to side. Good. Have another nice big yawn and stretch. And when you're ready, roll up through the spine and bounce. And well done. Thank you for joining me.